What's going on, y'all? What's the dilly? What's the dilly? What's the dilly? Yo, what's going on? What's going on, folks? What's going on? What's going on? The dilly. Hey, listen. Let's hop into it. Like, what's up about what about real estate? Um, what do y'all need to know? Drop your questions anytime. Drop your questions anytime. Nectar was good, bro. Drop your questions and I'm gonna be answering for like the next hour. Walaikum salam, Bashira. Just drop your question. I'm gonna be handling them for like the next hour. My YouTube folks, my IG folks, whatever. Like we just talking, real estate. Talk about what's the situation. All right, somebody asked a question. Is wholesaling dead? Wholesaling is not dead. All right? Wholesaling is not dead. You have to go about it the right way. And what I'm doing is basically telling my students to go for that on the outskirts. What do you think about Texas, Houston area? It's a hot area. It's a very hot area. It's a lot of money there. So I'm telling my students that's in Houston to go on the outskirts. How much do I need to get in? If you're trying to wholesale, as long as you got like $500 put up to invest in marketing, you should be good. What are you doing about the attack on wholesaling? To be real with you, I'm just sitting back. I'm not doing anything proactive. I'm sure there's organizations out there that are doing things, but I am not. I'm not working with any attorneys on legislation, so I can't say I am doing anything proactive. All I'm saying, if I tell you this, if North Carolina determined that we need a real estate license to wholesale, then I'll do it. Is Charlotte, North Carolina a good market for wholesale land? Absolutely. It's a great market. How much for you to walk me through? All right, so I don't offer one-on-ones, but if you do, my IG folks, if you DM me the word squad, I have something for you, Um, somebody asks, what's going on, Jersey? Somebody asks, once you get a hard money lender for a fix and flip, can you still be considered a first time home buyer for the purchase of a personal property? Absolutely. Yes. All hard money lenders will require for you to buy the property in your LLC. So, yes. One second. My YouTube folks, just drop your questions if you got any questions. All right. I'm sorry this is a dumb question, but I'm new to this. Where do I begin? I recommend you I what's the word to send to your DM? The word to send to my DM is squad. SQUAD. All right. Felix, where do you begin? Driving for dollars. Driving for dollars. I do have a program. If you comment, DM me the word squad, you can get into my community. And it's step by step. It's step by step, okay? I'm all in North Carolina. I got some stuff in South Carolina. I'm doing new construction in South Carolina, but the Charlotte metro area. Yes, hard money. The question was asked, Cherry. She said that if she gets a hard money loan, will that conflict with her being a first time home buyer program? All right. Yes, Felix Squad, but you got to send that in my DM, and I'll send you the link. All right. Her question was, will it conflict? right? So she go get a hard money loan on the property. Would that conflict with her um, trying to get a loan, um, trying to get a loan on a first-time homebuyers program loan on a personal house? It does not, because a hard money lender, you have to have an LLC. All right, the personal house will be in her personal name. When going to the closing attorney, when I need to pay them directly with the purchase and sell agreement, or could they take their commission after the deal close? When going to the closing attorney, when I need to pay them directly, okay, when you go to the closing attorney, that the buyer and seller pays, the wholesaler does not pay. That's going to be on the HUD. That's closing costs. My most successful and consistent marketing channel, texting. I am not doing that on every seller finance deal. How do you wholesale in Illinois? You're allowed one wholesale by law without a license, and then after that you have to get your real estate license. Somebody asked, what would you recommend for to a beginner that's working on their credit and trying to get in real estate? All right, if you're trying to wholesale, your credit does not matter. If you're trying to buy rentals on this side, your credit does not matter. So my advice to you is to put some money in your account via wholesaling, fix your credit. Your credit can be an asset, but if you're trying to get into real estate and your credit's messed up, good news, your credit doesn't matter for what I do. Somebody asked, can you cash out refinance with high DTI in an investment property? I have 100,000 plus in equity. All right, you can if the investment property is in an LLC, right? That won't have nothing to do with your personal DTI. If it's in if it's in your personal name, the investment property in your personal name, then yeah, they're gonna look at your DTI. Somebody, Eli said, I just got Deal Machine. Thanks to you, my brother. Now on to a new career and chapter to a new, better life. Absolutely. Put it together. Let's get it. What would you recommend to a big? Okay, I answered that one already. LMT. Explain to me what's LMT. Okay, Arkel. Arkel, did you sign up through Deal Machine through me? I'm just curious. Did you sign up through me, Arkel? And DM me, Arkel. DM me that question. I'm gonna send you some videos. DM me. But they got great customer service as well that they can help you with as well. Locked Martin the French dudes. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is Deal Machine better than PropStream? I'm gonna tell you, each has their own unique things that they offer. I got both. I'm not telling you to get both. If you're new, pick one or the other. Do you want to focus on driving for dollars or do you want to pull a list? Both are great. Hey, my IG people, make sure y'all type in that word cash for me, man, so I can send y'all the link. All right. So, breadwinner, what's going on? Man, I appreciate that. But yeah, back to real estate and your entry to getting in, right? So yeah, back to that. Thank you guys for hitting that cash for me. Um, but as far as real estate, like driving for dollars is a great way to get in. What is driving for dollars? It's when you're getting in your car looking for beat up houses, tall houses with tall grass, houses the mailbox full, houses that the windows broken, houses with a blue tarp over it. Write down those address. You look for the owner, skip trace the owner, and see if they're open to selling. Is it a good idea when driving for dollars to get contact info of the person flipping the property? Yes. If I start a team of people that want to invest in flipping and fix and holds, do they have to be members of my LLC? And does the hard money lender need to know about them? All right, let me answer the first part. Do they, if you get people to invest in your deals, do they have to be members of your LLC? Short answer, no. All right. Does the hard money lender need to know about them? Not exactly. No. The reason being, if you are collecting money like a fund type of deal, right? Like a fund type of deal, or a promissory note, promise to pay, then that money is what we call like unsecured. All right. If they lose the investment, they lose the investment. It's unsecured money, right? So therefore, with that being said, if you got loose money, unsecured money, it's like having cash. So you don't have to tell a hard money lender about that. Hopefully, I would tell you. I will say this though: if you've never done a flip before, do not raise money, because things do go wrong. People do lose money on flips, and I would hate for you to lose people money. What's the best way to find investor-friendly attorneys? When I ask about closing with end buyer funds, I get negative response, like it's illegal. Ooh, Jerry, that's a good question. Oh my God. Wow, that's a good questions. All right, Cherry. Cherry said, what's the best way to find investor-friendly attorneys? When I ask about closing with end buyer funds, I get negative responses like it's illegal. That is illegal. Okay? You cannot use the end buyer fund to close the transaction. In a double close situation, you have to go get your own funds. How can you get your own funds? From a place like flashclosing.com. Flashclosing.com. They'll fund the transaction. What you should be asking the attorney is, do you do assignments? If they say they do assignments, then that's a great way. But the best way to find an investment attorney is ask another investor. All right? Ask another investor, who do they use? But yeah, you cannot use one set of funds to close out double close. You used to, about 13 years ago, I used to do that. But nah, bruh, not no more. The bar got on all them jokers for that. So you have to use a transactional funding company like flashclosing.com. Now, hey, I did not get one of those beach houses. I got to go visit them soon, though. Somebody asked, Eli, go to durucontracts.com to get my contracts. Durucontracts.com. DORU contracts.com to get my contracts. What platform are you using for texting? Go to durutexting.com. That is my link. I'm using Smarter Contact though. Durutexting.com. Durutexting.com. All right. Thank you, everybody that's joining. Just drop your real estate questions in. We just freestyling. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on here for like an hour. You know what I mean? I got like 50 more plus minutes to go. So let's get it. Drop your questions. What do you need to? What do you want to know about? Um, about real estate. Just drop your questions. I appreciate y'all for my IG folks for, typing the word cash. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody. Look, I got a class coming up next Monday. So like y'all want to get on, just comment the word cash. The link will be sent to y'all. Meanwhile, if you want to ask your real estate questions, please do. Please do. All right. YouTube. Hey, just send me your questions. Type your questions in, what you need to know about real estate. All right. So back to driving for dollars. This is a good way to start. This is how I started. You can drive for dollars. You're looking for beat up houses, ugly houses, houses with tall grass, houses with boarded up windows, houses with a tarp over their roof, etc. Questions. Hold on, guys. Do you got any questions? Any questions? Um, So once you find these houses, right, with beat up, toe up from the flow up, right? What you're gonna do, you're gonna write down the address. You're gonna skip trace them. What is skip tracing though? What is that, right? Skip tracing is basically when you gotta find the owner's address and their phone number. That's what skip tracing is. There are a lot of houses like that, but they are say condemned. Should we look at those? Hell yeah. You want to condemn them before the city knock them over. I used to love that niche. Do you have any advice when it comes to getting a business banks for LLC? Pros and cons. Golly, that's a good question. Somebody asked, do you have any advice when it comes to getting business bank accounts for an LLC? What you're going to need is your EIN number. You got to go to irs.gov. You get your EIN number for free once you have your LLC. Okay? Once you have your LLC, you go get your EIN number. All right? So, once you get your EIN number, then you go to the bank account. I'm sorry, you go to the bank and you open up your account. All right, and you can make your initial deposit. I strongly suggest you bank local. That's totally up to you. All right. The reason why I like local banks is because they give loans for real estate investors. Now, once you open up your LLC, you are a business. All right. So what are the cons of that? The cons is if you get a loan, you will pay the business rate. You're not going to get like if the normal rate is 6%, you're probably going to be looking at 7%. Okay. Um, but you'll be paying more. And the another con is if you are in a situation, right? If you are in a situation whereas you have you go to a local bank to get your bank loan, you will be they'll probably put you on like a 20-year schedule, but you won't get 30-year money anymore. All right, you can get 30-year money from the online banks, but not the local lenders. And with your LLC, depending on how you're structured, you should be pulling a salary. All right, you don't want to commingle funds. What does commingle fund mean? Commingle funds meaning you don't want to be grocery shopping with your LLC because you'll lose all the legal protection. You don't want to be buying personal clothes with your LLC. You don't want to be school shopping because if you ever get sued and you got to go to court and they subpoena your records, they can prove that this is a personal account and they can go after you personally. Reginald, if you DM me the word squad, you could join my community. You'll get all the paperwork. All right, Reginald, you DM me the word squad. All right, you'll get all my paperwork. Somebody asks if they get an LLC, will the mortgage company call the note on the property? If so, are there any ways around the legal way? All right, if you already own that property in your personal name and you put it in an LLC, they can call that loan due. Meaning, if the property is worth, if you got a mortgage for 200,000 on that property, they can say, "Hey, yo, we want our 200,000 back because this deed changed names. We didn't make a loan to this LLC. We made a loan to you personally." The way around that is to use trust. All right, you want to use a trust if that's the case. But what I do, I like to buy and sell in my LLCs from the beginning, so I don't have to deal with that. Yeah, you gotta transfer that to the trust. If it's already in your personal name, you transfer that to your trust. But going forward, you want to start your LLC and start buying and selling with your LLC. What about pulling cash out of business credit cards to pay the down payment? Is that still a good plan? It's a good plan if you have experience with real estate investing. If it's your first time doing it, it can be risky because things can go wrong. And I don't like people pulling money from credit cards and they put themselves in a bad situation because not everybody you got I'm 41. You got people that's 55 can't handle credit. So if something goes wrong, they get in a bad situation, they it can end badly. And if we can avoid that, we can. Now if you got experience, yeah, pull money from a credit card, make the down payment, pay it off, rinse and repeat if you need to do that. So yes. Thank you for commenting, Cash. Guys, on my IG Live, the link is being sent to your DM. Appreciate that. I got a free class next Monday. In the meantime, all my new people, listen, just drop your real estate questions. Drop your real estate questions. That's all I'm doing, answering questions. Um, do you finance with different lenders? Yes, I do use different lenders. Absolutely. I definitely use different lenders. I definitely do. Definitely use different lenders. I use a lot of local lenders that know my market. So I was supposed to have a closing tomorrow, but it's gonna get pushed back. I'm building another house on the same street next to the one I'm already building. So yeah. How many flips? Well, I got one flip on the market. I'm trying to focus on all new constructions. So I got one going, about to start another one this month. And I got two more. The holdup is this town takes 2 months to approve permits. 2 months. Somebody asked, would I buy a co-op? I would not. I would not buy a co-op. Like the thing about new construction, you gotta get the plans. That take 4 to 6 weeks. Um, Having the plans take 4 to 6 weeks, and then you gotta put in for permits and all that. It's just it's slow once trying to get it started. But I got I'm trying to focus in the same city out in York, South Carolina, so that I can continue to just build the same house over and over and over again. I might flip it. When I mean flip it, all right, the front porch is on this side. I'm going to flip it, and the front porch will be on the left side. Where can I get the template for the contract? If you DM me the word squad, join my community. You'll get all the paperwork you need. What was your hardest part within your REI journey? Um, I'm going to say the hardest part was just getting started, because I had to be mentally tough, had to be built for tough. The reason being is because an airplane uses most of its fuel on takeoff. So therefore, I had to be tough to get off the ground because everything was going wrong, and I didn't know I was getting closer to a deal. But all I did was I just didn't give up. That's what I did. I didn't give up. Absolutely, I'm buying cribs in Gastonia for the right price. I'm buying cribs in Gastonia for the right price. PropWire versus PropStream. I can't speak on PropWire. I use PropStream. Do the rates and terms fluctuate greatly? Yes, they do. Just depends on the climate we're in. 1.2 still pretty standard among most. Yes, and he's asking for like a debt ratio. And somebody was talking about credit. See, when you're doing DSCR loans, you don't. They're not too credit focused. They're more like asset based. What's the step for new construction multifam if I got the dirt? Getting the plans. You gotta get the plans. I'm sorry, survey them plans. Yeah, man. Hey guys, when building new construction, it's kind of like it's it's different. Like once it get rolling, you're good because there's no surprises. If you know anything about renovating houses, oh my god, you open up the wall, you're gonna get surprises. All right, and it can hold up the job. But new construction, you don't necessarily get surprises. Yeah, you might get delays, but you don't get those surprises. Delays for bad weather, things of that nature. So. All right. Yeah, just drop your questions, everybody. Just keep dropping your questions. I'm gonna be answering questions for like the next 40 minutes. I'm gonna be answering questions. Flipping or new construction. I definitely pick new construction over flipping. Much easier, especially you get the right GC. Somebody asks, why would you not buy a co-op? Because it's not necessarily considered real estate, right? So I did very little research on co-ops, and the thing about co-ops is you have to, like, you own the percentage of it. You don't own all of it. And I like to control my stuff, right? Like if I want to sell my stuff, I just want it to be an easy transaction, you know. Any other asset class interests you? Storage, etc. Yeah, storage, mobile home parks, absolutely. Mobile home parks, storage, absolutely. I got some commercial buildings. I got two actually. Y'all just keep dropping them questions. What about cannabis real estate? I don't know anything about cannabis real estate. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to get involved in it, but I don't know anything about it to speak on it. What is a good percentage to pay a general contractor? It's not necessarily a percentage. It's more so you don't want him to get too ahead of the job. You want to pay him for what he's done. Because when they get too ahead of the job, they start looking for other work. What type of commercial buildings do you have? I got two 5,000 square foot buildings. One I got with a partner. One I've been under construction for a while, having contractor issues. Yeah, one's a warehouse. The other one is going to be built to suit. Thank you for typing the word cash to my IG people. I got a free class coming up next Monday. So absolutely thank you for that. Um, what's the other ones is co-ops and it's another one. It's another, I can't think of the other one that you should stay away from. Where they get you from the vacation joints. Julian, what's up, dog? But when they get you on the vacation. Oh, condos. Oh, condos. You gotta be careful with them condos. Um, Condos, timeshares. They taxman. Thank you. Timeshares. Thank you. Yeah, them timeshares. You gotta stay away from those too. I was advised. Um, but yes, yeah, I got timeshares. You gotta stay away from those and co-ops. From you know, you can sit through the presentations, but I was told they are terrible investments. I remember one time I was trying to tell this girl like, don't do it, but you can't tell no adult nothing. They got their mind made up. They got their mind made up. It's flipping contracts in the beginning. Okay, that's great. That's how I really took off. There you go. Thank you, Julian. He said PUDs. I don't know what PUDs are. Timeshares and condos are trouble. All right. The reason why condos are trouble is because if the HOA got 30,000 saved up, right? And the roof got to be replaced, and the roof is 50,000 to replace it. Well, everybody HOA can go from 100 a month to 900 a month to 900 a month because they got to fix the roof and get the reserve back to where it needs to be, and they can do that anytime with an assessment. All right. And of course, it don't matter if the building is brand new. It was a building in Charlotte. This is a true story. It was a building in Charlotte, North Carolina. And in the building in Charlotte, North Carolina, it was made of stucco. And the stucco crack, rain got to the foundation. And for those who don't nothing damage nothing like water. Like water just does the most damage to anything, right? Like you can't beat water. Like nothing gonna beat water. The only thing probably beat water is trees, all right? And God made those. So everything else, water damage. The water damage had the building leaning. So people were trying to sell their condos because your option was, you got to sign to get this loan, and instead of paying $188 a month, you're gonna be paying $800 a month until we get this issue fixed and we get our reserve back. So, but the condos can control you like that. I have rentals that are paid for. What's the best to refinance, take equity out to buy another property? Yeah, I would say just if they're rentals, if they're in the LLC, see if somebody out there would do a line of credit on them. Um, it's not as popular as it was when the market was hot. I think they gonna probably make you refinance and yeah, just buy another rental property. Now let's get into that, like HELOC versus rental property. HELOC is a line of credit. I like HELOCs because you only pay on what you pull. With a refinance, you reset 30 years, right? Your mortgage resets 30 years, and whatever that interest rate. Like on my personal house I'm in, bruh, my rate is a 2.8. You think I want to refinance? Hell no. Now I knew when rates was low, you better take advantage of that. All right. Have you noticed any rise in Charlotte area foreclosure? What's the best way to buy one? You gotta look at the pre-foreclosure list. Look at the pre-foreclosure list, and that.
Hello.
Yeah, pretty Didi, what's good? I see you asked to be on my live. What's up? What you got for me?
Yes, I wanted to know, how do you invest in a property?
How do you invest in the property? All right, so you mean like buy it as a rental property
The
or
tax, the tax lien.
tax liens? Okay, I don't do tax liens because they don't offer that in my state. So
Mm,
I can't really educate you on that in that regards. But I've done a tax lien before. I've done one in Florida, and if you can probably Google it. What state are you in?
Miami, Florida.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're in Florida. All right, just Google Miami tax liens or um, the surrounding counties, and then you can buy the tax lien. You could do it all online. That's what I did. I did it online, and let's say they're getting foreclosed on for $3,000. Well, if
Hmm.
once it goes to auction, if you don't get paid back your 3,000 plus 18%, you get the property.
What do you mean by 18%?
Okay, so once you're paying somebody's taxes, all right. So what happens
Hmm.
is they got to pay you back plus 18%.
Oh, for real? That's how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it go. That's how it go.
So how do I get the list?
You got to Google it. Just Google tax lien Dade County because since you're in Miami,
Hmm.
just Google that and it should come up.
Well, I need you as a mentor because I want to be financially stable because I am praying, I'll be praying for the whole lot to get this done. by the grace of God, I'll find you. And I said, Lord, I think I'm going to steal him because he's going to be my mentor.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Listen, I got a class next Monday. If you just type cash, I'll send you the link, and I got a class next Monday.
Type cash right now.
If you can type in the comment box cash, yeah, you'll just get I got a class next Monday. And yeah, I'm going to be taking on some more folks, some more students and clients, but we're going to be focusing on wholesaling. Now, here's the thing: where you're at, wholesaling is really competitive. It's extremely competitive where you're at. So you will have to probably go further out, like an hour outside Miami, like an hour outside Miami, 45 minutes outside Miami, because as you know, Miami is expensive for no damn reason. And
That's why I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out of Miami. I'm trying to move to Ohio. Iowa?
Wait, you said Ohio or Iowa?
Iowa. Iowa.
Iowa. Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Is
Was
that a good place to live?
you wait? You know a city in Iowa?
Del More?
Okay, I don't know nothing about it. I just don't know many black people from Iowa. That's why it caught me off guard. Now Ohio, yeah, of course. But you got that good weather in Miami. You like Iowa, and they get some winners on them. They got winners.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I would that you got the best weather. I would first try to see if you could move to like a Alabama or another place in Florida that's a more affordable, because that weather you got is great compared to the rest of the country. So just keep that in mind.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That sounds good.
But yeah,
Thank you so
like
much, babe.
just type in cash. If you got any more questions, just spit them out right now. Though I'm answering questions for like the next 20 minutes or so.
No, I don't have any question. You're doing a very good job, and I thank you for your time.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. Bye bye.
Ryan, yeah, that's a Birmingham, Huntsville. If I was a young person willing to relocate again, if I was a young person willing to relocate, man, I would go Birmingham or Huntsville. The reason why I moved to Charlotte, because Charlotte was so damn cheap. Uh, Charlotte was so damn cheap, man. So yeah, that's why I moved to Charlotte. So back in '08, Charlotte ain't cheap now. But fortunately, I bought some good stuff and held it while it was cheap. So that was a blessing. I was able to do that. My YouTube people, type in your comments. What questions you got for me? All right. But yeah, just type in your questions. I'm just answering questions. That's it. Thank you, China, for typing cash. All right. So yeah, like I'm born and raised in Jersey. I'm born and raised in Jersey, and I in '08, 24, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and that was probably the best decision I made. Probably better than going to college. Definitely better than going to college, actually. I'm not one of those people that say college is a scam. College is what you make it. I went to college to play around, and so that's the results I got. All right. Um, Somebody asked, "What's my take on Cleveland, Ohio?" I think Cleveland, Ohio is a great market. You have to know Cleveland. Uh, Brick City, you have to know Cleveland, understand Cleveland. What do I mean by knowing and understand Cleveland? Knowing and understand Cleveland, meaning that you need to know the areas, what to invest in. You need to know what's the city plan, what's a good area. I know Beyond Win, he is legit. Beyond Win, Winn, he's real legit, man. So you can reach out to him, I know he has classes out there, but Cleveland, Ohio is a good market, man. You need to find out what drives that economy, though. Like, yes, Cleveland got places you can get $15,000 houses, $10,000 houses, but is the jobs there? Is that area a good area? I don't care if you think you're just gonna rent this house out because it's 15,000. Well, who wants to live next door to four vacant houses or a block full of vacant houses? Nobody. And guys outside selling drugs. Just because you think, oh, it's Section 8, don't Section 8 got options too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, be mindful. What makes the wholesale market too competitive? And can a novice succeed? A novice can't succeed. Competitive means that it has a lot of competition there. A lot of competition. A lot of investors hate East Cleveland. So East 99. Shout out to Bone Thugs in Harmony. And yeah, that might be a neighborhood you want to stay away from. Do you own Airbnbs? Yes, I own Airbnbs. My YouTube folks, I'm gonna get to that question. I own Airbnbs. What's the pros? Um, oh, your father's family from there. Yeah, that east side is woof, they get busy. So Airbnbs, the pros is it can make three times as much as rent can make. So if your property you rent out $1,300, you might can make about 3,000 to 4,000 a month off of it, right? So off your Airbnb. The cons is you dealing with the general public. You dealing with customer service, right? What does that mean? You dealing with the general public. They can stay at your spot and say, "Yo, they had bed bugs," and totally made up, and get a refund and leave you a negative review, and Airbnb won't do nothing about it. And you like, "Yo, they started complaining on the last day." You know what I mean? That's the cons of it. You know that Airbnb, bro. They side with the guest a lot. The guests be making stuff up. What's a good amount of money to keep on reserve when doing the flip? 20K. If you're doing a renovation, 20K. I have 20K. It used to be 10, but with today's prices, it's 20K. Any suggestions on obtaining a commercial loan without a tenant vacant building? You gotta deal with a commercial lender. That's all I really know about that. If it's vacant, yeah, that's gonna be another conversation you're gonna have to have with them. Um, our next phase is new construction in areas where inventory is limited. Do you have any advice for this? That's basically what I'm doing, right? Because it's a shortage of housing in America, right? Shortage of housing in America. Um, so I'm doing new constructions on the outskirts of Charlotte. Starter home prices. That first time home buyer price. If the market tank, I'll just refinance and keep rentals. All right. But first time home buyer price points, they always buy. Hey, somebody back to the Airbnb thing, right? I teach my students, you want to buy on three ways. Three ways. What are those three ways you want to buy on, right? You want to have it, make sure it works as a traditional rental. Make sure you can do a fire sale, meaning you bought your 75% in max of the ARV. So the property's worth 100,000, you're in 75,000. So if you got to sell at 90,000 and still make some money, you can. All right. So, could it work at a flip as a flip too? You know what I'm saying? If that the answer is yes, then you can move forward to the Airbnb. Don't just buy a property for Airbnb. Should I finance a rental home or take equity out of another home to purchase a new property? Um, if it's your first time, don't mess with the equity yet. Wait till you get some more experience. So just finance the second property. So to everybody on, like if you got some questions for me, just drop your questions. You said if the market's tanked, do you think the Charlotte market would tank? Hell no. Rates just dropped too, so no. Is it slow? Yes. Will it tank? No. All right. The last time the market tanked was '08, right? Before that, tank like that, like we talking the Great Depression. So, you get those like every so often, every so 50 to 75 years, you're gonna get a something catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Something crazy. But could the market go down? Yeah, the market could go down, which in some spots, believe it or not, because it's some spots in Charlotte, whereas 1,000 square feet was selling for 300K, and now I look and I see things selling for 280, 270. So yeah, like the market could get hit. You know what I mean? Could take a hit, but is it going to be like 2008, whereas somebody bought a brand new house for 200,000 and you could buy it for 50,000 and don't nobody got no money for 50,000? No, that ain't gonna happen. So you also feel multifamily is the best way to real estate for first time investors. If you can get in multifamily, that's a great way. I'm not gonna say there's a best way. I'm gonna say just get started, whatever it is you would like to do. Do y'all think regulation is going to spread like Jerry Norton says? Absolutely, regulation will spread. Absolutely. With more people wholesaling, you're going to have to regulate it. Somebody said just visited Concord, North Carolina um, for a family reunion 2 weeks ago. I love the area. That's a great area. Bruh, Ryan, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know if you got to go to Concord Mills. When I first got to Charlotte, oh wait, people will live near that Concourse Mills area. All right, they live near there. But outside of that, if you lived in Concord, you was from Concord. All right, you lived in Kannapolis, you was from Kannapolis. All that growth has just recently happened. Now it's a nice area. I like being inside Charlotte right now as a single guy. I like being inside Charlotte, but Concord's cool, man. Concord's cool. They got some. It used to be real country, bro, real country, but it's working its way in the 21st century. You know, it's working its way in there. Um, I got a duplex up there. I did have a new construction deal, but it kind of went south. But no, Concord's great. My grandmother has a home that needs a lot of work on it. However, she's trying to sell it, owes a light amount to pay it off. I really don't think she should sell it. How could she keep it to make money? Where is this house at? Give me a city and state. Um, okay, so in order for her to keep it, she has to be willing to fix it up. Chances are she's probably not willing to do that. Sometimes investors just get burnt out. Like, yo, listen, I just take what I can get and run out. Let's say she bought the house for 40,000, and she could probably get a 150 and go away. So, but um, she can keep it if she can refinance the house. But sometimes older people don't be wanting, like, yo, I want no more debt. They get to a place in life where it's like, yo, why I got this debt? All right, so you know, um, it's up to her. If she want to keep it, maybe you should try to buy it, and so that you could keep it in the family. Like, hey, grandma, would you sell me the house? Thoughts on regulation? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. New construction is easier in regards to you don't get surprises. Once you start building, like you don't get surprises. Surprises. Like when you're flipping the house, you rip open the floor, right? Like this is a true story. You found out the whole foundation's rotten. Now, instead of spending 60,000, you spending 80,000 because you had to redo the whole foundation. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't do the whole foundation, what's going to happen is it's going to come up in the buyer inspection report, and then the buyer is going to be like, I'm not moving forward. The foundation is no good. And then you're going to have to fix it anyway. So that's the thing about, flipping. Whereas new construction, once you get past that foundation, there's no more surprises. How do you find a better builder? Make sure they built the house before. Ask like, yo, you got some projects going on right now? All right. Ideally, you want to get into their projects. You want to see their taste. All right. Like the building I'm using down in South Carolina, like he had 2 projects that was his that, um, 2 projects or so. And I was able, he let me in both of them. He was being transparent, you know. He did have a bad review. We asked him about it online. Google your builder. See if they get defensive if there's a bad review. Like, he sent me an article of the guy trying to extort him, and the guy ended up getting locked up. He sent me the documentation. He didn't get defensive about it, So we decided to move forward with him, and from moving forward with him, man, yeah. Now it's been going good so far. Whereas somebody started a few months before us, we already passed them. We'll be on the market next month. I appreciate that, Ryan. Another thing about Concord is, if you're gonna build there, you have to already have water and sewer. Concord is growing so much that they're not extending the sewer line. So what that means is you will have to get a septic and a well, because Concord didn't expect all the growth that is going on now, because they getting gentrification and everything out there. So nice place. Cheaper taxes and better schools than Charlotte, I was told. So if you buy a vacant lot, make sure it already has city water, city sewer. Darius Cooks, what's up, brother? I appreciate you hopping on my live, showing me love, man. And I didn't really want to go to Bali, but you opened up that restaurant. I gotta go, bro. You know your food be hitting. So what is that I should learn once I hire a builder for my own knowledge? You just want to make sure you vet your builder. Make sure your builder can finance the project. That's one question I'm gonna start asking going forward. Like, yo, can you finance this project? Because most of these GCs ain't got no damn money, and they can't handle no money. The management software I use is Rent Ready. Rent Ready is RENT Ready, REDI.com. REDI.com. Hell yeah, I still wholesale. I'm never gonna stop wholesaling. Go ahead, Cooks. I appreciate you. Yeah, if y'all want the free class, just go ahead and hit cash. How do I feel about buying a mobile home park? It's a great investment. If I come across one, I'm definitely keeping it. That's a great investment. It's a cash cow, especially when you start to go out in places that that's 40 minutes out or so, 50 minutes out, whereas the highest paying job is a Walmart, making $12 an hour. Then sometimes the people be second, third generation mobile home renter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's a good play. A perfect scenario is you just want everybody paying lot rent, ideally, and city water, city sewer. Somebody said they got land in rural North Carolina in foreclosure. Multiple family members on the deed. Should I pay back taxes to get out foreclosure? Hell no. You only pay back taxes if you can get everybody to sign. Don't pay no back taxes before you get everybody to sign, because in North Carolina, you pay the back taxes, you did them a favor. Because they could be like, man, we ain't signing nothing. And ain't nothing you could do. You could try to go to court, lie. If you ain't got nothing in writing saying that they was going to sign, if you paid, man, you lost the fight. Hot, what's good, Hot? Oh, no pork. Well, no pork for me. I appreciate that, man. I wish you had an American joint, bro. I used to stay doing weekend trips to Atlanta boys. You the first person that I had collards from. I don't eat collard greens. I love your collard greens with that little sauce you be doing, bruh. At your dining for Darius joints, man. Listen, How do you plan on wholesaling after the regulation? Wait till the regulation to come. If they say I got to get a license, I'll just get a real estate license, and I'm gonna continue to wholesale. If I get a real estate license, I ain't trying to practice buying and selling. I ain't trying to do that. I'm getting a license specifically to wholesale. Like, no, I don't want to be a buyer's and seller's agent. I don't want to do that. No. Just like once I get my GC license, I'm building for myself. Just an estimate, what's a good price on land in Charlotte, North Carolina? For a lot in Charlotte, you get a lot in Charlotte for 80K. That's good. You get a lot for around 80K. That's real good. Because lots everywhere in Charlotte, like 100 these days. Everything expensive. You can go to the auction and bid, but please remember, if you go to the auction, if it's a tax foreclosure, you can't get title insurance for 366 days. What does that mean? You cannot get title insurance for 366 days. That means that you're not going to be able to probably resell that to somebody who's going to get a loan for a year and a day. So make sure you're good with that. I don't have a mastermind. I do have a community. If you type in squad, it's focused on wholesaling, but we have like bi-weekly calls with me. Hawk, I got you. You had like bi-weekly calls. Hawk, just type squad, Hawk, and you could join my community. What are the and we have bi-weekly calls, but the course is more so focused on getting started wholesaling. What are requirements when buying mobile home parks? You want to do your due diligence, right? Is it city water, city sewer, or is it septic and well? What is the difference, right? City water, city sewer is meaning that the city maintains the line, you get a water bill, right? When you flush your toilet, your wastewater goes to the sewage line, all right? You may or may not get a bill for that, all right? Like for my triplexes, they'll give me a bill for the uses of the sewer line, right? But my single family houses, there's no bill in Charlotte, at least, right? There's no sewer bill, right? So you just pay your water bill. And the city maintains the sewer line that's on their side of the property, and the city maintains the water. Now, if you have well and septic, that means they had to dig a well. So they had to dig far enough where they hit some water, and now you are responsible for maintaining that water to make sure that water has good quality water, and you have a septic tank. So every so many X amount of years, you got to get that septic tank pumped out. So that's everybody's waste going into that septic. So every so often, you got to get that. You got to get it inspected, maintained, and every so often, you got to get it pumped out, where they pump out all the waste. Okay. You want to make sure what do you have? I've heard people buy a mobile home park, right? Let's say a 50-person mobile home park, and they didn't do their due diligence on the septic tank, meaning calling the septic tank company saying, yo, I want you to inspect this tank, and having to spend, $50,000 to $100,000 to replace the septic tank because the old owner ain't do nothing what they were supposed to do. Now it just got to be replaced. It can't be fixed or maintained. All right. What is something else you want to look for? What's the current rent rolls, right? Does the park own the trailers, or do they just own the lot rent? Ideally, you just want the lot rent. But are they rent out the trailers? Because some parks might say, yo, we got 10 trailers here. We rent out each trailer for $500. All right? But what comes is that with the landlord responsibility, you gotta make a decision. Do you want that responsibility, or do you want to say, yo, listen, I'm gonna sell everybody in here their trailer. I'm gonna do what we're gonna do is the price is gonna be $15,000. You're gonna pay me $350 a month until your $15,000 is paid off, but you're gonna pay $150 in lot rent. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Because you want to ideally, you just want lot rent. Because you ain't getting no phone calls, no repairs, no nothing. Damn, guys, we did our hour. We hit our hour. My real estate license, and I don't want a real estate license because in North Carolina we don't have to get a real estate license right now to do what we need to do. You gotta put it in my DM. And you're gonna get sent the link. Please go through the course, Kayla. Please go through the course. If you're a student of mine, DM me. Let me know if you got any issues. I help my students. And would you be interested in doing a JV in Greenville, South Carolina? Rent is way. Not right now, bro. That's too far from me. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, and I don't want to. I don't want to have to deal with anything that far. But that's a good market. How much can you get the duplex for? Because you get a duplex in Greenville, that's great. Yeah. So I'm gonna take. Anybody got any last questions before I end this? Well, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I will see you at another random time. Peace.